Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, August 16th, 2016. I'm Fredicia Liebert.
You have a very good thing going, and my hope is that others will take pattern off of what you have going.
Junior Minister in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Troy Liebert, addressing a ceremony held on Monday by the Cane Garden Community Improvement Club to present textbooks to the community's children for the new school year. Minister Liebert, who filled in for the area representative, the Honorable Mark Brantley, was one of a number of speakers who commended the club for the initiative.
To the Cane Garden group, again, we can't say too many congratulations. And it makes me feel good to know that community is coming together to work with each other. Too often in these small islands, everything is left to government. And government can't do everything on our own. Government, yes, has the duty to look after the people. But that duty only goes so far. There's only so much that government can do. And when communities come together and rally around each other and rally with each other, those are the communities that are going to be the stronger communities.
Turning his attention to the students, Minister Liebert admonished them not to take the assistance for granted.
People had to work hard to ensure that things are the way they are now and that things are good for you. So it is your turn now to put in a little bit of hard work, to be diligent, to make sure that when you go to school, you're there for 8 hours or how many ever hours. Pay attention. Ensure that you learn what you're doing there. When the time comes to play, go and play. But when it's time to do your work, go out and do the best that you can do.
He also advised the students to take care of the books so that others can also benefit from them. The Nevis Tourism Authority is currently preparing for the Nevis Travel Symposium of Romance scheduled for October. So says Chief Executive Officer at the Nevis Tourism Authority, Greg Phillip.
An event that we do with travel agents, travel professionals, whether be they from the Caribbean or from America, once they're interested in coming, we bring them here so that we can expose them as much as possible to what Nevis has to offer as a destination for people to travel for romance. You know, in the past couple of years, there's been some very significant publications like USA Today, like Caribbean Journal, who has mentioned that Nevis is the absolute most romantic island in the Caribbean. I mean, they've said that. So for us at the Nevis Tourism Authority, the next question is, well, since we have to let the world know about it because we should be getting more romance business. So that's what we're working on.
Philip is making an appeal to the local businesses on Nevis to be a part of the Travel Symposium of Romance 2016.
We truly want the local stakeholders who are in the business of whether you're doing something to support destination weddings, you're in the business of doing events, maybe parties for people who are celebrating some milestone anniversary or something. We want you to also be involved. Last year we had quite a few Nevisions involved at the trade show which we hosted at the Four Seasons. They came out, displayed all the, if there were caterers, if they did decor for weddings, etc. They came out, they showcased what they can do, and the individuals who came down were quite pleased to see what's on offer on Nevis.
The Nevis Travel Symposium of Romance is scheduled to be hosted from Monday 17th to Friday 21st October 2016. The Nevis Disaster Management Department continues its awareness campaign reminding residents to stay informed about the development of weather systems as we are currently in what is usually the most active period of the Atlantic hurricane season. Rohan Als, the department's Public Education, Information and Training Officer, today advised of the development of 2 weather systems.
There's a weather system currently in the North Atlantic or the Atlantic Ocean, and there is a high percentage chance that that could become a tropical depression within 48 hours. The weather stations are predicting that it will, within 48 hours, it will come close to us, northwest, and then it should move northwest into open waters. However, we are cognizant of the fact that in hours the weather system can change, and so we want us to be mindful of that and to pay attention to that particular weather system.
Als noted that this is in addition to a tropical wave which has also developed.
The tropical wave that is passing or scheduled to pass us sometime tonight, and that should bring some rain late tonight and early tomorrow. With that being said, and with the possibility of the tropical depression within 48 hours, we want you to be careful for flash flooding. That is for communities in low-lying areas or coastline, Bath, Charlestown area. If you live in areas that are close to Gutstone Grove and those areas, you want to pay attention to the weather system as well. You want to pay attention to the radio to listen out for flash flood warnings and to make sure that you are safe in the event that happens.
The Nevis Disaster Management Department recently installed a number of early warning systems around the island to alert residents of rising water levels and the potential for flash flooding. Still to come,
You miss school and work, you miss it. Tourists may not want to visit. Oh, please keep away the mangy mosquitoes.
the details after this break.
Welcome to Nevis.
It's easy to believe that all Caribbean islands are the same until you visit Nevis.
Nevis is the Caribbean of a bygone era.
You will enjoy a most intimate vacation on Nevis. You're only a stranger here once.
We offer exclusive and barefoot luxury stays.
With only 400 hotel rooms, our island may be exclusive,
but a warm, genuine and friendly welcome is just everywhere.
We look forward to meeting you.
Visit nevisisland.com.
Welcome back. The St. Thomas's Festival, dubbed STT Fest, is scheduled to take place on Sunday 11th to Monday 19th September 2016. In an interview with host of the Social Development Outlook, Curtis Morton, chairperson of the festival's committee, Tricia Williams, revealed the lineup for STT Fest.
On the Sunday, the 11th of September, we will be having a church service, and in the afternoon, we will have a gospel concert. On the 13th of September, we'll have a panel discussion. On the 15th, the launch of the festival. On the 16th, we will have the Bandsworth Fest. And then on that same day, we're going to have the Calypso Show. On the 17th, which will be the Saturday, will be the Juve and Cool Down Fest. On the Sunday, the Teen Queen Show. And then on Monday the 19th would be the Fun Day and Best of Village competition.
She also gave details of some of the events that will take place.
The church service, it will be held at the St. Thomas's Anglican Church. The gospel concert, we haven't decided exactly where we're going to host that, but the gospel concert will be showcasing the talents of the people of St. Thomas's Parish. The panel discussion, it will of course be discussing issues that are plaguing our communities, and this will have to be a televised or over the radio program. The Bandsworth Fest will be organized by Lydia Thompson Claxton, and the fest will of course showcase the food and maybe items made in Bandsworth. It is still a part of the St. Thomas's Parish, so they are using the opportunity to incorporate that into the festival.
The contestants for the Teen Queen Show and the Calypso Show will be at the launch of the 2016 STT Fest. The main site for the festival will be the Cotton Ground Recreational Ground. The patron for this year's festival is Elmos Jeffers.
You miss school and work, you miss it. Tourists may not want to visit. Oh, please keep away the mangy mosquitoes.
The 27th edition of the Nevis Public Library's summer program has come to an end. At the closing ceremony, which took place at the Charlestown Primary School, Chief Librarian Anastasia Paris gave the summary of the program.
When we looked at mosquito breeding areas and control, we had a field trip that gave the children an opportunity to see practical examples of what should not be allowed and what can be done to reduce the breeding of mosquitoes. The following day, we went on a short walk through the neighborhood, looking at potential mosquito breeding sites. And according to the children, every hole that was filled with water, every puddle, and every bushy area was a potential breeding site for mosquitoes.
Paris also stated that the objective of the program, which was to increase the knowledge of the participants with regards to the symptoms and treatment practices of mosquito-borne illnesses and to identify mosquito breeding sites, was accomplished.
In fact, they have been catching mosquitoes and bringing them to us, asking us to assist us in identifying these mosquitoes. So that, for me, tells us that they have gotten a sound start in being persons who are conscious of the mosquitoes, what they can do, and what they themselves, the participants, can do to reduce the breeding of mosquitoes.
The 60 participants were presented with certificates of completion by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education and Library Services, Wakely Daniel. The program began on Wednesday 3rd and culminated on Friday 12th August. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.